Okay. Oh boy. While I've been sitting here reading my paperback, Sachi has been methodologically carrying musical instrument cases of various shapes and sizes into the classroom. This seems to be the last of them. By the way, what did you go with, Sakaki? Sorry, didn't quite catch that. I don't really think it's anything to get that defensive about. Definitely a bit of a surprising choice, though. I understand that she's upset, but why glare at me? Yes, that's an electric guitar. I see you chose an electric guitar, Ramen. Well, with the way that you say things and misinterpret things and everything else, especially how you act towards me in most cases, I wouldn't be surprised. You guys probably wouldn't be surprised either. Just as I thought here, if she has a problem with her image, maybe she could try to break that habit of aggressively smashing her tits against people. Michiru proudly brandishes an enormous musical instrument. A harp? Use your twin tails as a musical instrument. Just rub them together. Not to worry, I will now provide you with a musical instrument ideally suited to your capabilities, Michiru. Yeah. I quickly nod to Sachi, who hands Michiru a small saxophone used in the school's public announcement broadcasts. Or xylophone. Am I even pronouncing those right? A W says your physical strength may be. I think you should be able to handle this, right? I'm just thinking of that now. As it replaced more Marty with Chizuru that looks like a chimpanzee with a freaking polka dot afro. No one seems willing to answer that question. Apparently, I'm not the only one who thinks of performing Performing ape is actually a pretty good match for Michiru in the brains department.
じゃあマキナは何の楽器？私はシンセにしたのよさ。
RIP headphones users, I think. I'm not entirely sure. That was really loud.
と言っても楽音を合成する機能は備わっていないので、キーボードといった方がわかりやすいかもしれません。
それよりそんな大きなものどうやって用意したの？はい、
これはさすがにロッカーの中で保管できませんので、速やかに音楽準備室に侵入して確保してきました。侵入ってね。結局のところ、最初から音楽準備室に行っておけばよかったって。
So it would seem, yes.
でも鍵盤っていろんな音が出せて結構面白いのよ。
And what would you use them for?
例え、そういえばチルチル、この前お兄ちゃん。本当
？Sound effects!
とか、人を実験台にするな。他にも、ユミちゃんがカッターで自分の服をズタボロに。
How can that sound like a son from out of Mogeko Castle?
あなたの中で私がどんな人間になっているのかは知らないけれど、やらないわよ。
もう、そういう問題じゃないと思うけどね。
She's using it in strange ways, but the versatility of this instrument might make it a good fit for Makina as a complement to her limited powers of self-expression. Well then, last up would be Sachi. What instrument did you use? Smile, Sachi places a block of wood slightly larger than a tissue box on top of her desk. Wait, is this a theremin?
さすが風見さん、テルミンのこともご存知だったんですね。
From books, yes. This is the first time I actually laid eyes on one.
ねえねえ、何なの？そのテルミって名前の子がつけられるあだ名みたいな名前の楽器。
テルミンというのはロシアで生まれた特殊な楽器で、本体に触れることなく空中にある手の位置だけで音程や音量を調節することができるらしいわ。
へえ、榊さんも詳しいんだね。きっとネットしてたら偶然名前を見かけて、どんなマスコットキャラかしらって勘違いで調べたことがあるだけなのよさ。
Judging from that reaction, Makina is right. She doesn't deny it, which probably means Makina hit the bullseye.
そういえば、風見さんは何の楽器にするか。
I don't have any particular favor, so I'm fine with playing whatever the instrument recommends.
それじゃあちょっと面白くないわ。
Alright then, why don't you choose something for me?
それはなんだか面白そうな話。なるほど、有事に似合いそうな楽器か。
I don't have any particular strengths or weaknesses in this field. After all, it'll probably be my first time playing whatever instrument you choose, so it's all the same to me.
だったらアコースティックギターとかがいいんじゃない？確かに似合うと思いますが、少し無難すぎるかもしれません。じゃあハーモニカなんてどう？港の出っ張ってるやつにこう足とか乗っけてさ。悪くないんだけど、あまねのチョイスはちょっと古いわね。うわ、そのことは結構ショックかも。
Her tastes are old-fashioned, yet she chooses an electric.
それならバイオリンというのはどう？
悪くない選択だと思います。
I haven't touched any of these instruments before, so it's a bit hard to
もし
choose.
決まらないようなら、お兄ちゃんも私と同じ。
I see, that's not a bad idea either.
同じ楽器でいいなら私と一緒にエレキギターやろうよ。それなら私も。何こんなところで楽器なんか出してみんな。
No, we're just in the middle of choosing our instruments for the upcoming class.
次の授業って5限目の音楽は合唱のはず。
Ooh, sure about that?
ここにもそう書いてあるでしょ。
The principal hands over a copy of her detailed class schedule just as she says the word music choral lessons are printed in the relevant box. I see. Thank you for correcting our faulty intelligence.
事情はよくわからないけれど役に。学園長のおかげで少し懲らしめないといけない人間。はい。平気な顔でご情報を流した悪い子。二人ともちょっと待ってほしいのよ。
じゃあ罰を受ける覚悟も当然できているわよね。
ユミちゃんまで。
Give it up, Makina. You ended up wasting an entire lunch period. Little punishment is only natural.
お兄ちゃんまでそう言うなら私も腹をくくるのだけど、その前に認めましょう。さっち。何？今から昼休みが終わるまでの間、私を抱えて逃げ回ってほしい。いいよ。
You should have suspected. I'm not the one who killed.
ちょっとマキナ、ここでサチを使うのは卑怯。卑怯でも反則でも勝てば官軍ってやつなのよ。マキナ。
You're not entirely wrong there.
さっち、二人から角が生えてこないうちに逃げるの。
Oh, there they go. Sama and Mitru take their first steps forward. Sachi shoulders Makina like a backpack and darts out of the classroom.
こら、待ちなさい。ツンデレなめんじゃないわよ。
いくらあの二人が本気になっても小峰さんが相手じゃ分が悪いよね。
喧嘩はしちゃダメよ。
A bit too late for that. Makina's flight from justice isn't exactly admirable, but Sachi's absolute obedience is pretty much immoral in its own right.
さすがサッチ。アマニエとチルチル。
Minutes later, when the bell announced the end of the lunch period, brought her request to an end, Makina's boastful cheering dissolved into miserable screams. It's impossible to weigh one kind of unhappiness against another. Even say the sadness of a man who has lost a lifelong friend and the bitter sulking of a young girl forced to eat her carrots before dessert. There's no scale by which we can objectively measure misery. People have the tendency to judge themselves happier or unhappier relative to others, but such comparisons rest on the flawed assumptions that we all think and feel alike. Another's misfortune may seem trivial to you, but if it brings genuine distress and suffering, anything can be a tragedy. Little does she know it's in her desk. Beatrice turned her shirt pouch inside out and shrieks. Although by now I'm somewhat used to this woman's tendency to kick up a fuss at the slightest provocation, when she's this loud it is impossible to focus on my reading. Surely a little candy doesn't warrant this much of a ruckus. One would think you thrown a pineapple only to have it bounce off a wall and land at your feet.
普通はパイナップル投げないでしょ。でも慌ててるの。だってあんたラムネよ。大事じゃない。糖分はね、頭にね。あわあわあわ。
You are so damn noisy, woman. Are you sure you didn't just drop them under your desk?
机の下探してみる。
Michiru drops to all fours and begins to desperately search every inch of the ground for her candy. I can understand this position if she was looking for something small like a contact lens, but it hardly seems efficient when she's trying to find something as obvious as a container of candy. Michiru, my friend.
何よ。今探してるんだから。
Sorry, however, I feel obliged to inform you that I can see your underwear. At you holding your head and crying tears of pain after foolishly bumping into the desk, or at your simple white underwear, which is still completely exposed at present.
どっちもよ。今はそんなことしてる場合じゃないんだから。
どうかしたの？
Sakaki comes over to investigate the commotion and responds to Michiru flaps her mouth like a goldfish and points to her shark pouch.
あのね、ここに入れておいて。
ラムネ？ラムネってラムネ菓子のこ
そうなの。
と？新しいのを買うわけにはいかないの？
そういうわけにはいかないの。だってその。
Yeah, she's trying to hide the fact that they're medicine.
なのです。
They are actually pills that keep her her alternate personality in check.
特別のラムネ。
Multiple personality in check.
わかった。もし見つけたら教えるわ。
ねえ、ユージ。
Not in the least. She was exactly the same unfriendly individual as always.
そうよね。やっぱりおかしかったわよね。私も最初。
Are you even listening to me?
もしやユミコが。そういえばあの子ってばいつになくラムネを欲しそうな顔をしてたもの。むしろラムネ顔だったもの。
You know what? I'm just gonna let her reap what she sows. I didn't say a word. What exactly is a ramen face?
そう
Ramen egg face.
おやつは500円までですよって言われたら600円分ラムネ買っちゃうような顔よ。しかも食べないのよ。保存用だから。
Did she really have an expression like that on her
出
face?
たでしょあの目。ラムネの目。
Calm yourself, woman. There's no such thing. Probably as a result of her panic, Michiru seems to have grown somewhat paranoid. Well, that's always been an element of her personality, but it seems more pronounced at the moment. Also, she's completely incoherent. There are a few things as ugly as throwing around unfounded accusations. Usually, this would be the part where I deliver a swift kick to the ass with a steel-toed boot, but I'm dealing with a woman here, so that's sadly not an option.
ねえ、ラムネなくしたんだって？買ってあげようか？いらないの。あのラムネじゃなきゃダメ？まるで子供ね。ユージ、なんでこんなに取りみ。
Perhaps she's under some sort of chronic distress. Might be using the loss of her property as an excuse to let off some steam.
違うわよ。ストレスなんて感じてない？みんなで一緒に探してあげるわよ。その必要以上の癒し。普通のこと言っただけ。正直に言いなさい。私は怒らないから。じゃあ目つむって。はい、あまねさん。はい。やっぱりあんたが取ったの。ちょっと今のは罠じゃないの。むしろ罠にさえなってないわよ。だってだ。よしよし、さっちゃんだってきっと一緒に探してくれ。もし かしてサチがやったのね。そうに決まってる。サチ、自分がやった。はい、もちろんです。何の話か。
Michiru, you know full well how Sachi thinks she's going to say that she stole your candies regardless of the real facts. I seriously doubt you're going to find them this way.
分かってるもん。サチじゃないってことは分かってます。
I like how she doesn't. She never accused me. I'm the only one
は
out.
い、ミチル様がそうおっしゃられるなら 100%。サッちゃんがいると話がややこしくなるから、ちょっとあっちかどこか行っててね。はい、わかりました。
It doesn't seem like Sakaki, Amin, or Sachi were responsible.
わかる
Therefore,
わ。ねえねえ、ボンバイエって何語なの？
okay, well, for that would actually make sense. Bengalia?
そっか、ありがとう。またね。お待ちなさい。マキナ、とうとうマキナにさあ、どこに隠したの？やっぱり。でも私だって鬼じゃない。今謝れば許してあげるから白状しなさい。ごめんなさい。やっぱりそう実はね。それで買いだめして隠してあるお菓子をああ、だからさっき廊下でお腹痛いって言ってたのね。ごめんなさい。まさかバレてるとは思わなかったのよ。悪いことをしたからね。大丈夫よ、尻尾は生えてないから。だってあたいの尻尾どんなふさふさしてる？尻尾はないからね。さっちゃんに言って胃薬もらおうね。ほらおいで。もう苦しいのよ。食べ過ぎだからとなるとやれ
now it comes to me. One, how? Ridiculous, why would I steal a bunch of fruit-flavored sugar lozenges?
そうやって真っ先に否定するところが怪しいのよ。
Stop talking, you're a complete simpleton.
ワッパってどういう意味なの？小さいワッパってこと？
I don't need to play any games. Look, just calm down and think this over carefully. What were you doing before you lost the...
妖怪の仕業を疑うの。妖怪枕返しの仕業なの。
That makes no sense. A pillow turner moves your pillow to the other end of the bed. That's it. It doesn't steal things.
枕を返すだけじゃないもん。時には頭と足の向きを変えること。それ意味あんの？何のために存在してるのあいつ。
Don't ask me. Anyway, try to remember what you were doing before you lost the candies. If you slowly go back over your actions, you should be able to figure out where you dropped them.
わかりました。
Did you have the Ramune candies at that point? When's the last time you sure you had them?
だって
The instant Michiru opens her pouch, the color of her face changes drastically. I can't quite read her expression. Irritating, maybe regret. I think I can also see a rare hint of shame.
もういいわ。古墳、ラムネのことは忘れましょう。犯人探しなんて趣味が悪いわね。はい、3回。
I'm trying to hold back here. I'm biting my own lip right now. What's this all of a sudden? Those candies are important to you, right? I'll help you find them.
いや、なんていうのかしら。そんないちいちラムネの一つや二つなくしたくらいで騒いでたらごめんなさい。
You found them, didn't you, inside the pouch?
申し訳ござ 別に
You just did. Pretty much groveled, in
だよ
fact.
ね。そういうことじゃないのよ。謝ってはいるけど謝ってはいないのよ。わかる？このツンデレっぽさわかる？
I stare quietly into Michiru's eyes for a moment, then abruptly break her eye contact. In geopolitics, they say the country that breaks away from a stare contest first loses. But in this sort of situation, the opposite is true.
あの
But by inverting my gaze first, I take initiative and fluster my opponent. Of course, I have an overwhelming advantage over Michiru even if I don't bother with this sort of trick, but it's something of a habit. I should really try to work on this instinctive need to exert control over others at all times. Having suddenly and unexpectedly lost their point of focus, Michiru's eyes dart around the room anxiously.
あにょですね。
In the next moment, Sachi passes by the classroom carrying a large suitcase.
ちょっとサチどこ行くのよ。はい、先ほどはマネさんに言われた場所へと向かうところです。
Sachi, my friend, I think you made a slight mistake. You see, Amin asked you to wander off for a tick. Off the clock. Not for the historic Attic Peninsula in southern Greece.
それは大変失礼いたしました。てっきりアティカとばかりを持っていて、渡航に向けて数日分の着替えを用意したところでした。普通そんな聞きま。ガイドブックを見ながら皆さんへのお土産を買うならアテネによってパルテノン神殿かなと考えてしまいました。
Good choice. I hear the Parthenon Manchu are pretty decent.
そうそう、そういえばあの件どのあの件よ。そんな事件があったんですか？全く知りませんでしたが、それは本当に良かったですね。どこで見つかったのですか？はい、みちる様、聞き取れます。ポーチの中にあったのによ。人の間違いを責めるのは心の貧しい人間のする。責めていません。みちる様の愚かな見落としであり、他人に責任を押し付けようとする腐った少年が原因だとしても私は見つかってよかったですねと言っているではないですか。そんな事実ではないと。はい、事実。
何？見つかったの？
見つかったわよ。っていうかなくしてすらなかったわよ。
そう。それな。
私も失礼いたします。荷造り。何よ。何か。
Try to be a little more careful about crying wolf in the future. Sachi could have ended up in a foreign country and Machina very nearly changed colors.
わかってるわよ。さっき見た時はなかったのにな。これ。
The only individual who knows the depth of someone's unhappiness is the unfortunate party in question. That said, there's nothing wrong with the feeling of little sympathy for an innocent ghost forced to bear the blame for another's stupidity. Slight digression, but would the victim of a pillow turner be a pillar turnee? While pondering this weighty matter, I watched Michiru wander off, her container of candy clutched tightly in her hands. Bye. I was about to go to the next part, hoping there was nothing, but then Machina showed up. Great.